Welcome to a Halloween horror movie guide for the streaming service Shudder. Shudder is a horror film streaming service, so there is tons of options, especially for this time of the year. But I thought it would be fun to give you a handful of suggestions of films that I personally think are perfect for this time of the year and ones that I will be rewatching. Starting off with a film that feels very isolated and full of creepiness, perfect to get you feeling spooky, especially under a blanket in the dark, and that is the film Host. During the pandemic, a group of friends are hanging out on Zoom due to lockdown. They decide to invite a medium into their call to host an online seance. They think that this will be a fun, silly activity until paranormal things start happening to each and every one of them. The whole film being done over Zoom through the characters' phones and laptops just makes for a really fun found footage style. It just feels very real, like you're just watching a group of friends, or maybe you're just like part of the Zoom call. All of the actors actually did their own effects at home to make this film possible. It's really creepy and impressive with their creativity creating so many scares. This film is under an hour long to mimic the time of a Zoom call. So a nice short film. Sometimes when I'm looking for a film and I see the long runtime, it can put me off, especially if I'm going to bed and just want something that's not going to keep me up too late or only have a certain amount of time. It's nice to have these shorter films as an option. Host was actually crowned scariest film of all time by the Science of Scare project in 2021. This is a scientific research study where they measure participants' heart rates whilst watching scary films. I have spoken a bit more about this study in my ranking Sinister Tapes video because Sinister has also been in first place. Next is a new film, and that is VHS Halloween. This is the 8th installment in the VHS franchise. They are all anthology found footage films. VHS Halloween is a collection of 6 short stories all set around Halloween, and each of the stories are done by a different director. It's so fun that we finally have a holiday edition in the franchise to watch every October. I'm really interested to see if they're now going to do other major holidays. Are we going to get a VHS Christmas? This franchise, for me personally, has definitely improved throughout the years. I like that because they're short films. If you're not really feeling what you're watching, then it doesn't matter too much because another short is just going to come on soon. I do really have to give this franchise props for creativity. Of course, with any anthology, there's going to be segments that you like more than others, but all of them in the VHS franchise seem really unique and creative. If you've seen these films, then let me know what your favourite one is. And also, should I do a tier list ranking all of the VHS shorts? My next recommendation is Mad God. An assassin ascends into the pits of hell as he descends down a nightmarish pit full of violent and disgusting creatures. This whole film is stop motion and it was created over the course of 30 years. It's honestly a work of art. It's so impressive how they've managed to make this stop motion look so disgusting and disturbing. You can really tell how much work, sweat and love has gone into making Mad God. With the amount of different monsters that the assassin fights and the different levels that they go down, it reminds me a lot of video games where like you clear the level of monsters only to move on to the next. The creature design is so unique. It's a bold definition of horror. My next recommendation is a bit of a wild card, but hear me out. It is the film Skinamarink. So it may be strange that I'm including a film that I didn't really enjoy, but there is definitely a way that I could personally enjoy it, and that is as ambience. This is an experimental horror film that really focuses on atmosphere. In Skinamarink, we follow 2 children who wake in the middle of the night to find their father missing, as well as all the windows and doors in their house. I personally would never sit down to fully watch this film again, to fully engage with the whole thing. Just personally for me, when I watched it, I was kind of waiting for something to happen. I didn't realize it was kind of this experimental. It really just focuses on a feeling unsettling. I know a lot of people really like this film and they say it is very scary. I think visually it's absolutely stunning. I think it's really impressive how they've made it, and it's so different from anything that I've ever seen before. I really appreciate original horror and when things are done differently, not in the traditional sense. My personal experience watching it, I felt like not really much happened. It was very bizarre. We spend a lot of time kind of just lingering on shots, obviously building some tension. It's really creepy, but it is quite confusing if you don't really know much about this film going in. It feels like a long, dread-filled nightmare that you're just kind of stuck in. Worth paying attention on first watch because you could be one of the people that absolutely love it, especially if you're into atmospheric, slow burn, creepy vibes. My next recommendation is Late Night with the Devil. A late night 70s talk show sets out to make a haunting Halloween special. They have a few different special guests, including an alleged possessed girl. Things take a dark turn when evil is unleashed into the viewers' homes. This film is technically found footage, but it's done in a different way because it doesn't really look found footage for the most part, where we are watching the live show of Night Owls, which is the name of the talk show. We do also get to see what happens between cuts during the commercial breaks. One thing that really stands out for me is the set design. The 70s aesthetic is spot on. We see a mixture of practical effects and digital effects, which is really showcased to us at the end with an unexpected finale. This is perfect this time of the year because it is their Halloween special. Next is a film called Stopmotion. A stop-motion artist, Ella, must finish her mum's film now that she is unable to. Whilst trying to complete her mother's work, Ella meets a little girl that is also living in her apartment building. The girl gives her a new idea to change the story to be about a little girl who gets lost in the woods. As Ella's work continues, she begins battling with her sanity. I really like the combination of stop motion and just real life with people. It changes the film to be something with many layers. Some of the stop motion in this film looks really grotesque because as Ella ends up using real meat to make it look more realistic. This is a great film to watch this time of the year because we have this creature design element to it. We have this scary element. It's creepy for a while and also has a bit of gore. My next recommendation is good if you're looking for something a little bit more light-hearted, a horror comedy called Deadstream. A cancelled influencer tries to win his audience back by live streaming himself staying overnight at a haunted location. This place is completely abandoned and he is a little bit skeptical. He doesn't fully kind of believe in the haunting. His skepticism soon turns into real life fear when he annoys some angry spirits. Although this is a horror comedy, there are still so many scary moments, unexpected jump scares and disgusting but impressive creature design. They don't shy away from showing the whole of the terrifying entities that are pursuing him. I do really like to give props to films that can fully show their monsters and their creature designs in broad daylight. They don't have to shy away because the practical effects are just that good. You can really tell how much work has gone into them. If you're a fan of slapstick comedy horror films like Evil Dead 2, then you may be a fan of this film. It's very silly, it's very over the top, and the comedy comes in a bonkers way. Next is the opposite of horror comedy. This is a very disturbing film, and that is When Evil Lurks. A small town is struck with a mysterious demonic infection following the birth of a satanic being. They need to escape before it takes a hold of the whole community, but it may be too late. This is the most disturbing film on this list. It's brutal and hard-hitting with some disgusting imagery. It's another film that isn't shy to show every gruesome detail. There are some incredible practical effects and a story that is truly haunting. If you're looking for a fun, spooky film, then this isn't it. It's very bleak, but it has a creepy and cold atmosphere that is just perfect for this time of the year because it has that cold atmosphere feeling, but it's definitely not for everyone. The last film I'm going to recommend today is Hell House LLC Lineage. Vanessa is suffering from nightmares following a near-death experience. People keep dying around her in mysterious ways, and she figures out that they all link back to locations with decades of unsolved unsolved murders. This is the newest installment in the Hell House franchise. They are usually all found footage, apart from this one. This is the newest installment in the Hell House LLC franchise. You can watch the rest of the films on Shudder. If there's something that you can always expect from these films, it's some really creepy moments leading up to some terrifying jump scares. The Hell House franchise is perfect for this time of the year. We do have a few more new releases coming to Shudder this month. I'm really excited for them because they seem really interesting and original. If you would like more information on what's coming this October, then you can always check out my video on horror films that are being released this October. I will link it in the description as well as try to put it on the screen now. Shudder has so many horror films, so you're bound to find something to watch. They have such a wide selection that can be watched all year round. I really hope that this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching and being here, and I'll see you again in another one very soon.